the Bunnies book club pick for the month of April is The Vegetarian. I'm so excited to get to this one. It was a Man International Booker Prize winner in 2016. It has been on my TBR for a little bit now, but in my wish list for so long, and I cannot wait to get to it. I am so in the mood for these weird literary fiction books at the moment, and this is quite a short one too, so I'm hopeful that it packs a punch. I can power through it, and I'm very excited to go on this adventure with you. So grab your warming cup of tea, a cozy blanket, your book, and let's get to reading this one together. Three chapters in, which is equivalent to 123 pages, or 3 parts, should I say, and I have just been devouring this book. Well, I was a little bit confused of the change and shift in perspectives. I didn't quite realise at first that the second part was all to do with the we have the vegetarian's brother-in-law. I didn't quite realise that this was like a family connected type story, in which was really interesting. And then we obviously have that obsession with the brother-in-law that he has with the magnolia mark on the vegetarian, and the fact that they've just slept together, and the wife has just discovered the camcorder recording of this. I found that it was quite intriguing that in the first part we had the vegetarian's husband giving this explanatory piece on the family dynamic and how it works, and kind of gave a vague piece on the brother-in-law, how he's artistic and he sort of does all these explorational pieces and doesn't essentially work. And yeah, and then we shift into this whole perspective and this character deep dive, and I just find that the way in which this author is able to portray characters and bring them to life and develop them is just something so magical. And I'm just loving it. I'm absolutely adoring this book. I'm finding it so interesting. I'm finding the whimsical elements and the kind of obscene aspects of it so investing, and it's so intriguing, and I'm just wanting to read it continuously, and I now understand why I have less than a third to go. I've just been obsessed with it and thinking about it constantly, and I'm going to read the next part of it now. There's just so much of this book in which I just want to annotate and highlight, but I've just been so enveloped in the story that I just haven't even had chance to want to pick up a pen and disturb my time in this book. But I think I'm definitely going to go back once I've finished it and just revisit some of the quotes and some of the themes that are talked about in this book, and some of the way that this book is told and written, because it's amazing, it's superb. I haven't really read anything as mind-boggling like this, and the fact that we have these kind of coinciding dreams with the brother-in-law and then the vegetarian, who is one of the main characters herself, having these dreams, and it being this kind of obscure thing that we don't yet have a handle on, and then kind of coming together to figure out this thing while they're not really at the same time. I'm just finding that just so investing and so intriguing, and yeah, I cannot wait to continue on reading it, so I'll keep you updated. I'm actually really enjoying that this book isn't told in a linear manner. So we've just found out about the fact that they were both taken away in a straitjacket, and that the sister's husband was tested to be mentally unwell, and they deemed him as not, and so he's gone into hiding and she hasn't seen him since. And now the sister's son is about 6 years old, and we have our main character, the vegetarian, still in the psychiatric ward, and the parents and the brother have cut contact with both the sisters due to the vegetarian sister's state, and yeah, because the elder sister, who has now kind of become her carer, doesn't want to reject her or cut contact with her. She has consequently had contact cut from the parents and the brother, because she's looking after her sister. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the fact that it's non-linear timeline, because it makes you feel the element of intrigue and the element to push through and figure it out and know what's going on. Yeah, I only have about 50 odd pages left to go, so I'm very excited to see what this does, how it progresses. I think it's been a superb book so far, but yes, fingers crossed it goes well. Finished, and it's a 4-star rating from me. I loved this book so much. Just the crazy ride that this took you on, the writing style, the character depth, the explorations, and the different storylines that wove into one overarching thing, the questions that this drove, and it was just so amazing. I adored the non-linear timeline, how it was broken up into parts, the different characters that were encapsulated in this, the themes, and just the overall kind of magical realism type element of it all, the hidden meanings and the hidden themes. I feel like this book encapsulated what it feels like when you've had a dream that you've waken up from and you're trying so hard to convince yourself that it wasn't real. I've had a lot of those dreams recently, and when you wake up, it's like your conscious state and your unconscious state kind of fighting against one another as to what's real and what's not. And just the writing that this had in it and the characters that was included in this. Some of the scenes were quite hard to read, including that when she was cutting her wrist in the psychiatric hospital, when they were pinning her down and putting tranquilizer in her, and when obviously the brother-in-law was cheating with the vegetarian sister on our other sister. But I love the fact that most of the characters that this touched on were affected by this kind of whole questionable plot line of dreams and what is real and what's your unconscious and what's your conscious state. And yeah, I absolutely adored it. It was just perfect for weird literature. It was only 183 pages, and I'm so glad that this was the pick for the April Bunnies Book Club. I would love to hear your thoughts down below as to what you thought about this book. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you have a wonderful day or night. Until next time, bye!